morning, coming to you live at 1000 hours 58 minutes on Friday, May 3rd, 2019. This is titled "Till We Take It to the Streets." Nothing's going to matter. Don't matter how much we talk on YouTube. Don't matter how much we do these lives. We talk about advancing because the people we're really trying to reach is not on the internet. They're not the ones posting on pictures online. And if it is, it's just them with their girlfriends or the people that love them, even though they're not doing the right things by themselves and by their families. People still love them. So my initial take with people was always, and good morning to everybody, that if we don't take it to the streets, if we don't take all this knowledge and information, this education, this pouring down of the uplifting, the pouring into, the putting into, the guidance, the challenging, the counsel, the everything that's made great of us, great in us, it doesn't matter what I'm saying right now. Like my EI is, I do this on a normal basis. I walk around. I take public transportation. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about that. What nobody think of that. That's just dumb. That's even dumb how we think about that. But that's another story. And how these young men are lost. My first time, I remember when I finally got bold enough, and I was 27, 26, 25, to say, start talking to young men. This is when I was out the military. I was going to school. I was going to work. I was entertaining a lady I was very admired a lot, and so I was just on my path. I was just doing what I'm supposed to do as a man and for myself, and so I would just start talking to young men. I was just guided. I'm still led to, and I still do it. I do it. I do it just as much as I did it before when I go out. So I'm doing it at the same rate. I'm just not outside because I'm doing more studying. And I'm learning. Reading is not fundamental. Reading. So when you read, you look to educate yourself. That means you go out. Edu means to go out. K-chun. To go out and bring on to you. So when you're reading, reading is vital. It's no longer just fundamental. Vital means life. To have life, to give life, to be life, to be. So if you're not reading, what are you being? And in anything, and I always said this too, for parents, and I'm going to make sure this always happens for my child when I have a child, or even my niece, always, I bring a book, I go grab a book during long periods of time when they're not in school. Because a lot of parents are using the school systems to teach their children. So you're not really educating them. You're getting information that they want to tell your child. They're getting information that they want you to know. So you're not getting all the pieces of the information. So with that being said, we have to start making sure that our children are reading during the time. I mean, pull out a book, pull out the dictionary. Let them learn different words. Let them start learning the origin. So they can be on the National Spelling Bee. So they can be the poster for the... I'm not worried about the world. Talk about your family. So they can be the example. I am the example to young men in my family, to all the other men, regardless how much money I have, regardless of my career, regardless of my job. Because I'm not putting pollution. I'm not putting corruption. I'm not doing things that I say, this is okay, but it's wrong, but it's okay. But since I don't, you know better. So, and when you know better, you don't do the things that you ought not to do. So within me, I make sure I'm very mindful that I'm around my young African descendant, quote unquote, black cousins and my nephew and my two nieces, well, my four nieces. And so when I'm trying to be the best example in life, whether the ones that's in their 20s, my older nieces, whether they're agreeing, they're understanding why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's not saying, oh, you're just saying that because, no, I'm saying this for a reason. You don't have to agree. You don't even have to partake on what I think, my opinion. And then some things are not even opinions. It's absolute, or it's true, or it's truth, or it's facts. because those is different reasonings for each thing that's going on in this world. There's a cause and effects. So if you got a cause and you got the cause and then the effects, is going to happen. What's the recourse? What's the action afterward? Where do good go? Where do bad go? So if good go to things that's supposed to prosper you, bad don't go nowhere. It has power. It has energy, the vibration. You have to, like if you throw a dart, that dart got to land somewhere, whether it stick to the wall or it hit the ground or it don't hit where it's going. It's landing somewhere, and what is the outcome of where it's landing at? See, we forget about that part. Just like if you shoot a bullet in the air, that bullet got to land somewhere. That bullet only can go but so high in the sky. It's got to come back down. I'm not saying it's going to hurt anyone, but that bullet has to go somewhere. So if you thinking as everything we do has to have sense to it, it's got to be logic. And if you saying logic only don't matter, well, that's wrong, because spirit and natural goes together. So until we get to these young men, minds and heart, none of this what we're doing online is going to matter. Because you're not. I'm not speaking to us. I'm speaking to you, to guide, to challenge. So when you guide and challenge yourself, the people around you is going to be guided and challenged. That's who you want to guide and challenge. You're not trying to talk to me. I listen to you for, okay, let me see how they're moving, so I can have an understanding of you. Then I give my 2 cents. And say, well, I thought this is how I think about it. How you think about it, brother? That's what when I'm talking to my brother, especially my brother Derek Williams, my Miss Lady, Miss Mendisa, my Mr. Cortez, or Mr. Bowman. I'm speaking out and I'm talking to them. And those are people I have talked to my lives with, or on my lives, and I've seen their names. That's why I remember. And thank you for subscribing and peering in. So I'm talking to see where is our minds at. So when we get done looking at this, because we encouraging each other, we know it's more like-minded people, such as likeness. Well, I'm going to use like in this sense, likeness of people in your mind, that we are forming a unity, a unit, us, a we. So when we go out and talk to them, the ones that's doing all the craziness, we're not doing it. We're not destruction to ourselves, because we've learned how to come out of self. We no longer became our enemy. We know there's conquerors and the destroyers. So once we start to understand that, we start to go out. Education, got to go out and educate them. So them young men, them young women shouldn't be lost. And I seen a saying, in which the lady was right. She said, women, you're not supposed to sell your PUSSY, your vagina. That's the last resort. And I was like, no, the woman, thank you for the woman. She was like, no, women, you never supposed to sell your. Why is you teaching? It's so you want, and I keep saying this. Stop saying this. Our women are unprotected. They're not unprotected. Who you're looking at are isolated. So because so many of these women got killed and hurt, so they're unprotected. And that's the one thing that I don't think Brother Malcolm thought about before he said that black women are the most unprotected women on the earth, blah, blah, whatever the rest of how the rest of it go. But when I hear unprotected, I say that's a lie. They're insulated. If she at home with a man, and that man, and what make it funny, which I hate, is that how is it worded? So we got to start thinking as that. So what I say unto one, I say unto all, it's your path, it's your choice. Choice is your journey. Choose wisely. We got to start thinking about the words we say online as well. So you have a good day. I'm going to come back with that one. And shalom.